We believe that we're called to represent these underrepresented truths, that God is one and so his judgment is love. God is love and so he desires to save. God is all powerful so he can save. God is Jesus and so he does save. And so that's really what the sanctuary is. People will believe the love of God, that God desires them, that God delights in them. And then I think all Satan has to do is whisper, but hell. And it undoes everything good, and people just try to push it into the background. And I think it's time to get rid of what I call Satan's big butt. Because if someone were to walk up to my children and say, hey, your dad's really a great guy, but you need to know that in the basement of the house, you have older brothers and sisters, and well, they were bad just one too many times, and now your father endlessly tortures them, and they beg for mercy, but it's too late because his patience has run out. So you better obey your daddy, or the same thing will happen to you. Well, that's kind of what the church has said, and what it will do is it will create a bunch of little zombies, obedient little kids, but they don't love Jesus. So if my job as a pastor is to help people trust our Father in heaven, then I think it's to say, well, yeah, Dad will discipline us. Don't be mistaken. He's creating us in his own image. He's making us in his own image, but he always loves you. I will discipline my kids, but the idea of endlessly torturing them, if someone whispered that in their ear, that would absolutely infuriate me. I don't know what would make my wrath burn hotter than someone saying that to my kids, and yet we say that to God's kids. My hope and my prayer is that at a certain point, a reformation or a revival will happen, and that God will start pulling blinders off of people's eyes. I would love it if there were a bunch of signs and wonders, a whole bunch of people getting excited about the message, and I don't want to start a new denomination. I don't want to start a program. I want a reformation to sweep across the church. I hope that gets to a critical mass like it did in the Reformation. A lot of people got burned in oil, or boiled in oil, before salvation by grace through faith really caught on. Of course, it's always been true, but it was seen as heretical up to a certain point, and then the scale tipped and the flood began. I hope that happens in the church now, and it seems like there are bits and pieces here and there. So that's what I hope. So I hope this church and this message can be salt.